So I am about to meet my first contestant, and I decided that the first date should be a gazebo date. So I'm in this gorgeous gazebo, and I'm going to find out what this book has to offer. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I will link the video up here where I describe what exactly I'm doing with this particular project. So I've got some water to keep me hydrated while I read, and I've got my iPad that I'm going to be reading off of, and of course my phone, so I can film this. I'm cozy, relaxed. It is beautiful today. This seems like a perfect time to be reading. Okay, first impressions on contestant number 1. Looks to be a little busy. You'll see, I'm gonna put here an image of what I'm seeing when I first look at this particular contestant. When I first saw this, I had to message Shell and be like, is all this information supposed to be there? Because it looked a little like, did she mean to put this there? And apparently this is how the book starts out. So I'm a little nervous because this is not conventional, but you know, I'm keeping an open mind, and I do like unique books, so I shouldn't judge from just seeing this, but it did make me a little nervous. First impressions. So it seems to be YA, and I think it's gay, so I'm excited about this, and it's just kind of cute so far. I mean, just the little bit I've read seems like it's gonna be cute. I think the first part of this is our main character, whoever that ends up being, writing about these two characters in this story, which sounds like it is a sci-fi story they're writing. I don't know if the actual overall book is gonna be sci-fi, but that's what I'm getting so far. And I know it's really early on, so I can't really say much aside from that, but I just wanted to give you my first impressions. I do love YA, and this seems like it's gonna be a romance. The writing already seems fun, and I need some fun right now. I'm not sure this is gonna be YA, actually. One thing that will be difficult about this is that I need to try and not attempt to guess who wrote these books or what these books are, because I could easily see myself really just thinking about, okay, what books might Shell have picked for me? My brain just automatically is like, this might be this book, this might be that book. And I'm like, no, don't do it, Amy, because I want to try and keep that book blindness for as long as possible. So I kind of have, no, I don't have an idea. I do, but I don't. Stop it, Amy, stop it. I just wanted to show you the roof because I think it's beautiful. Or the inside of the ceiling of this. This is what distracts me when I'm reading things like this. Not that I'm not interested, just I hadn't shown you that yet. I haven't even got to the meat of the story, but I am laughing my head off. This is hilarious. There's this one section that says, wow, Pyrostorm said, you could totally cut the sexual tension out here with a knife. Are you guys soulmates? Because you seem like you're soulmates. Shadowstar turned away, staring off into the distance, full of quiet angst and strength. I don't know if I can believe in love. I've been hurt in the past. This is so dramatic. I love it. We're finally in chapter 1, and I was right. That first section was fan fiction, and it's fan fiction about these superheroes. And so we're getting to know our main character, Nick Bell, just starting chapter 1. So let's see what he's all about. And now that I'm actually into the meat of the story, how am I going to feel about this? But that first part, the fan fiction, hilarious. And it's already bringing tears to my eyes just in this one little section. Ugh. The banter in this is hilarious. It's so good, and I can totally see why you picked this, Shell. This is... I get it. So I have finished the first chapter, and at this point we have our main character Nick and his father. They're the two characters that we get to know in the beginning of this chapter, and they have just the funnest, wittiest banter, the sweetest relationship. And we find out right away that Nick's mother has died, and he's had a really hard time of it. He has had to go through therapy. He's taking some medication that'll help him focus, and him and his dad have both gone through a lot since his mother died, and they're working together to have a better relationship to help heal themselves. And then also Nick has made a promise to have a great new school year. He's going into his junior year of high school, and Nick is obsessed with this superhero, and these types of superheroes start with the letter E, what they're called, and it's the name of the book. And for some reason these superheroes came about and they started using their magical powers to protect the city or be arch nemesis to, like, Shadowstar. Pyrostorm is apparently Shadowstar's arch nemesis. Police are really upset about these superheroes because they feel like they're getting in the way of them being able to do their job. So they want to capture these superheroes because they should not be doing what they're doing, even if they're helping the city. But of course, Nick doesn't care about that. He's just had this huge crush on Shadowstar forever, and that's why he writes the fan fiction. Touche, Shell. This is going to be really difficult. If all the books are as enjoyable as this first book is so far, I'm in trouble, because I've said it before, I really have a hard time with the beginning of books, and that makes it difficult for me to sometimes get into books from the very get-go. I'm enjoying this so much. It's so funny, and the banter is fantastic. We'll see how I'm gonna be able to choose between the other ones. If they don't have as strong of a beginning, it could be a problem. Okay, so in chapters 2, we get to know all of Nick's friends and his best friend, who I have a feeling might be an inspiration for one of his characters. And then we kind of get to meet this other guy he's been sort of dating / messing around with, who's this total douchebag. So that's what's happened so far, and I am enjoying it. I'm definitely enjoying it, and it's funny, it's quirky. It's the kind of book I could see just having such a good time reading. So I'm holding my judgment, but this is a very strong contender. So we'll see what happens when I go on my second date, if anybody else is going to be able to live up to this first contestant, because I'm pretty intrigued. All right, that was date number 1. I had a great time, and here is a word from our matchmaker to let us know what book this is and why she chose it for me.
Hi, Amy. Welcome to Book Love is Blind. For contestant number 1, it may seem a little bit young for you, but it has a great sense of humor. The Extraordinaries by T.J. Klune. Now, I picked this as a good match for you for a few reasons. It's a T.J. Klune book, and you haven't read enough of these. You liked his other book a lot. It's also extremely funny, and I think it'll be a good date book. The other reason I picked this is you like diversity in your reading, and while this is above the age range of your future students, it does still deal with a main character who has ADHD and a bunch of queer characters and kind of how they deal with school interactions and in life, and I think that'll be helpful for you and an interesting read. And I also picked this because of the relationship between the main character and his father. I think you'll identify with it a little bit because it is very funny and it is very close, and it reminded me a little bit of you and your mother, or me and my son. So I think this will be a good match for you. Good luck.
So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you can see what happens when I meet contestant number 2. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you later.